Hi, my name is Susan and I'd like to chat to you today about some super simple pencil drawing exercises that you can use in your sketchbook. These are exercises that will help you to gain confidence in using pencil, plus help to fill those important sketchbook pages. Pencil is one of my all-time favourite mediums for using on paper. It is simple, affordable and convenient to carry about with you. It is also super versatile and can be used for the simplest of doodles or the most intricate, detailed and complicated of pencil graphite sketches. It is a tool that has been used by artists for years. And there is nothing better than getting to grips with using pencil, building your confidence, and for creating expression in your drawings. So let's dive into my sketchbooks and I will demonstrate 3 simple pencil exercises that really help to explore just exactly what your pencils can do for you. Okay, so before we actually get started, I just want to quickly talk to you about what pencil should you actually be using for these sketches. There are so many different types of pencils available, from mechanical pencils to soft pencils, hard pencils, very cheap pencils and very expensive pencils. There is a huge range and it can be a little bit daunting when you just want to get started and get going with a sketch. So first of all, let me explain what hard versus soft pencil is. Now, a hard pencil is, as it says on the tin, the graphite is very hard. So when you create a line, when you draw with the pencil, it will create a light line. The graphite is very solid, it's not very soft. On the other end of the scale, if you see any sort of pencil with a B in its name, a B pencil, a 2B, 3B, 4B, all the way up to HB, that B stands for bold or black. And essentially, it means that the graphite is softer. It's more like charcoal. The higher the number, the softer the pencil. So if you use an 8B pencil, it will be really soft, really black, really bold, and the mark will be very dark. Flipping back to the hard side of things, an 8H pencil will be very fine, precise, very light in its line. And there are different uses for different pencils. So grab yourself a soft pencil of some description and let's jump into these 3 exercises. Okay, so one of the most valuable exercises that you can do in your sketchbook to explore your pencil is create a range of marks. So I'm just going to use a soft pencil here and experiment with making marks on the page. As you can see in these other sketchbooks, I do this a lot, not just with pencil like here, but I do this with other mediums to explore exactly what they can do. For example, in this one here, I've explored just drawing straight lines, broken lines, cross-hatching, scribbling, circles, and using the side of the pencil as well as smudging. The pencil can do quite a lot. So for example, if I use this soft pencil and just make very light lines, you can almost only just see them. But equally, I can use the side of the pencil to create this lovely dark smudgy mark. You can scribble, press hard, press lightly, and explore all sorts of different textures on the page. This is not about making patterns. This is about creating textures so that when you come to draw, you've got a range of expression to add to your sketches. So grab a pencil and you can either work in a simple grid format like this, in just lines, maybe even testing out a range of your pencils at once, or just across the whole of a sketchbook page and just see what marks your pencil will make. Anything goes. Press lightly, hold the pencil in different ways, and try different shapes and textures all across the page. Now, another one of the most valuable exercises that I can recommend, and one that's quite fun to do, is to create a range of tones using your pencil. And by tones, I mean running from light to dark. How light can you go with your pencil marks? How dark? So create a number of little boxes in your sketchbook. This can be from 1 to 9 like over here, or in this demo, I'm just going to go from 1 to 5. And I want you to create the lightest possible tone with your pencil over here in box 1, the darkest possible tone with your pencil over here in box 5. So pressing hard, and this is where your soft pencil will really come into its own because you can get this wonderful range. And then fill the gaps in between. So number 3 will be a mid-tone, somewhere between the lightest light and the darkest dark. 2 will bridge the gap between 1 and 3. And 4 is obviously somewhere between 3 and 5. And controlling this, being able to decide when you want your lightest values and creating your darkest values using pencil can really give depth to a sketch. I've just done this with scribbling here in this particular demo, but you can also do this with other marks. By spacing out your marks, you create more light. By pulling them together, making them closer together, letting less of the page show through, you get darker. So try it with different marks, as well as perhaps trying it with different pencils. See which your different pencils do. I recommend doing this from 1 to 9 because it gives you the opportunity to really get that graduation in tones from the lightest to the darkest. So set out a little grid on a sketchbook page like this and use your pencils to create this tonal grid from light to dark. And it's a really super way of learning to control how light and how hard you press with your pencil. Now, the third exercise that I recommend that you do when you're exploring pencils in your sketchbook is to look at trying to depict emotion on the page. So what I mean by this is you pick an emotion, let's say angry, and then just do some marks or scribbles that represent that emotion using your pencil. So I'm going to divide this section of the page into 6, and I'm going to pick 6 different emotions. So for angry, how would I convey that? I would scribble their angry marks, I would press hard, I'm holding it in a way like I really don't like this pencil, and I try and depict that. That says angry to me. What else could I do? Let's try confused. Now, there's no right or wrong to this, but maybe a confused line is one that kind of goes everywhere. I'm confused how I hold the pencil. Confused. And let me try bouncy. So just write a whole load of words and then respond to them in a way. And each time you come to a emotion, embody that emotion, think about it, maybe even close your eyes and then just draw on the page. Like, what's sadness? Sadness to me feels kind of heavy. It feels slow. So I'm drawing slow, sad, heavy lines. What does excited feel like? It feels happy, light, like quick movements. So I'm going to move in that way. I'm going to say lost. And I know not all of these are emotions, they're sort of words, but I'm just going to draw a line that's a bit lost. So when I look back at this now, I've held the pencil in a different way. There are very different emotions and gestures used in creating those marks. And gesture and emotion are something quite hard to convey in a picture, in a sketch. But when we kind of think and feel about these and then try and draw in a certain way, and here I'm not drawing a something, I'm just making marks, it really helps us to get a little bit more emotion and feeling into our sketches. And it's a really great thing to practice. You know, if I was to draw, just say a cup, but draw it with an angry line, it would look very different to drawing a cup with a confused line or an excited line or a bouncy line. And that emotion helps to convey to somebody looking at our sketches, or even if you talk about finished artworks, the emotion behind the piece. So this is a really, really lovely one to just kind of play with, to fill a few bits of scraps of paper or sections in a sketchbook with different ways of expressing emotion and creating different gestures and expressions using your pencil. So have a go at this one as well. It's super, super fun. So I hope you really enjoyed those 3 very different pencil sketching exercises. And as you can see, they are all ones that will help you to build up your confidence in how to actually use pencil in your sketchbook. You're not actually drawing a something, but exploring exactly how a pencil works, getting the most out of it in terms of light marks, dark marks, and expression before you attempt drawing an object or a scene. And if you would like one more fun sketching exercise to try, please take a look at my YouTube video, 3 Ways to Hold a Pencil. And this will show you a few more ways to get more out of your pencil sketching exercises. Happy sketching, everyone!